Wall Street sound a retreat on diversity efforts. Fearing Trump, many firms are scrubbing their equity and inclusion policies. The speed at which everyone is abandoning this work and fleeing this space is pretty amazing. Wall Street has not typically been accused of doing too much for women and minority groups. The financial services industry, after all, is one in which more major banks are named after the Morgan family than led by a female chief executive. So it meant something over the past half-decade or so when the biggest names in finance said over and over again that they would pour dollars and effort into lending to, hiring, promoting, and working with undeserved communities. And it means something else now, as many of those much promoted policies and practices are being scrapped to be sure they don't wind up in the crosshairs of the Trump administration's campaign against diversity, equity, and inclusion. The retreat includes white-collar investment banks, consultancies, mutual funds, and stock exchanges. The latest was Goldman Sachs, which said on Tuesday that it would drop a quarter that forced corporate boards of directors to include women and members of minority groups. Others on Wall Street are curtailing efforts to recruit the Black and Latino employees. One international bank, BNP Paribas, even hit the brakes on programming new events for new month's International Women's Day. This pullback has thus far been less overt than, say, in the technology industry, whose executives have made a public display of their support for President Trump's anti-diversity initiatives, and some financial firms had started to make changes long before the election, opening programs aimed at minority candidates to all, for example.